Great. So yeah, thank you so much, sir, for extending this invitation. It's definitely an honor to come back to the university virtually in this case. Yeah, as sir has already introduced me, I'm Hamza Rafiq. I took admission in the law school, the same law school most of you are in right now, in 2014, and spent some really nice years there at the law school. There, when I was in like law school, I found about this opportunity, the SUSI, which I'm going to talk about later in detail. I applied. I wasn't sure whether I would get it or not, but I applied nonetheless. And that's what I would suggest you to apply. No matter if you are not sure whether you can do something or not, just do it because you would not know otherwise. So I got this scholarship kind of thing, and I went to the United States on this program. But yeah, in 2018. Right now, I'm like doing this Erasmus Mundus Masters. I'm in the Netherlands, and before this, as Sir has already said, I did another Masters in Public International Law from the Netherlands as well. But anyway, without further ado, let's get uh, yeah, let's talk about SUSI. So SUSI, as you know, it's like an acronym for Study of the United States. Um, so it's basically a series of programs which the USA, the State Department of the USA, organizes for different countries. For Pakistan, the theme is comparative public policy making. So what you do in this program is like you do the analysis of the policy making progress both in Pakistan and the US, among other things. And it's not only about the leadership program. I mean, you get to do other things as well. So it's basically a 6 week long program. At least in my case, when I went there in 2018, it was 6 weeks long. I think this year it was only 5 weeks long. I'm not sure if I'm correct or not, but that's what I heard. Maybe it's because of the corona, because it was the first program which was arranged after corona. So anyway, so the 6 weeks, so the first 4 weeks were spent at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. It is the campus is really beautiful. um, I recently participated in this podcast. The name is like Pakistan US Chai Talks. And so the host there asked me, how did I feel when I first landed in the US and at the university? And I was like, it was kind of a homecoming because of the campus. The thing is, like, as you know, Quaid-i-Azam University is situated at the footsteps of the Margalla Hills. It is super green, lush green, right? Same was the case with University of Massachusetts. It was super green. So I was like, wait a minute. I think I'm in Quaid-i-Azam University or something. That's not a lie. I'm telling you the truth about it. Um, so yeah, so the first 4 weeks were spent at the campus. We were living in the dormitories, which were allotted to us by the competent authority. Um, Also, it's a fully funded program, so you don't have to, if you get selected, you don't have to take any money with you. I mean, if you want to, it's totally up to you, but you don't have to. Everything is covered. So the first 4 weeks were, anyway, yeah. So the first 4 weeks were at the campus, and the last 2 weeks comprised a study tour where we get to travel to different states and to different cities. For example, Boston, which is the capital of Massachusetts. We spent 4 nights there. And then we went to New York, spent the equal amount of nights there. And then we went to Charlottesville in Virginia, and finally to the Washington, D.C. And the last 2 weeks were basically, we stayed at the 4-star hotels, again, totally covered. So it is like, do apply. It's a life-changing experience. You get to learn a lot. It's not only the fact that it's not merely an exchange program. It's more than that. SUSI is basically a leadership program. So let's say you think that your GPA is 3 and you think that you cannot make it because there will be people with 4 GPA. No, don't think like that, because it's just a program. It's not a like master's scholarship or something. Of course, you will need a good GPA for master's scholarship, but you can still make up for the low GPA. I'm going to talk about it later. But first, this thing, the SUSI. Even if you have like low GPA, let's say 3 or 2.8, because I know some people who had like 2.8 and even 2.5 GPA, they still got in for SUSI. So the main eligibility criteria is like, all you have to do, as Sir Arshad has already said, all you have to do is like, you have to be in the age bracket of 18 to 25, and that's it. And yeah, make sure that you are in, at least you are left with one semester, because even if you get selected, they will declare you ineligible technically. So yeah, at least there should be one semester left when you apply. So that's SUSI. I'm not going to talk about the SOP and the questions, because that's the domain of the 2 other students who recently visited the United States. But I would still say that whenever you write an SOP, make sure that your introduction is super fascinating. I mean, it either makes or breaks your personal statement. So, I mean, you might ask, like, how to make an SOP, or especially the introduction, fascinating. You can do that by either starting your SOP with a quote, or and linking it with your life goals, or you can narrate your story, like narration based introduction. I remember I read this SOP some time ago, where this guy was just, so his introduction was like, he was sitting at the dhaba and he was sipping chai, and somehow he managed to link his life story with with the fact that he was sipping chai at dhaba. So you see, these kind of introductions are super fascinating, and it piques the interest of the reader, because of course there are so many, a lot of people apply, thousands of people apply. So there has to be something which makes you stand out from the rest of the crowd, right? So make sure that you do that. Apart from that, yeah, as I said before, it's fully funded program, and you should definitely apply for it. And let me tell you that SUSI is basically, as I said, it's a life changing experience, and it is. It gives you the exposure you need. I mean, I know that you apply once you graduate from the law school. Once you are done with your bachelor degrees, you apply for the masters or other technical programs. But before that, what you can do to improve your CV is that you can apply for these exchange programs. They give you these exchange programs, basically give you the exposure you need. They help you broaden your horizons, and that's what they did in my case. I mean, look at me. In 2018, I had never left Pakistan. Before 2018, before going to the US, I had never left Pakistan, and US was my first country where I traveled. Right, and now I've traveled to more than 13 countries, thanks to and somehow I thank SUSI for it, because it gave me the exposure, and then I started doing things on my own. So definitely apply for this program, and you would love it. Apart from the SUSI, as I said, there are so many different scholarships. You should not only focus on LLM in UK. You should like try to go through other countries as well, like let's say Netherlands or Germany or other European countries. Since I have also studied at University of Glasgow, I can assure you that some of the UK universities are overrated. So you should find other avenues as well. And the good thing is that uh, most of the universities, the European universities, they even offer fully funded scholarships, and many people don't know about it because they don't search, right? And also you don't have to pay hefty amount of fee to the educational consultants. You don't need to do it, and make sure that you don't do it. Apply yourself. I used to apply to 5 different universities or 4 different universities on average every day, all on my own. So the thing is, like, you can do it on your own. You don't have to pay thousands of rupees just for it. So yeah, there's that. And Erasmus Mundus Masters. It's also a fully funded masters funded by the European Commission, and there are law-related programs. Um, I mean, the ILGSPD, the one which I'm doing right now, it is just one of the law-related programs, but there are others like European Masters in Law and Economics. If you want a touch of it, you can go for that one, EMLE. And apart from EMLE, there's this human rights master's program. But I think you need 2 years of professional experience for that. I'm not sure if you can count internship experience that or not, but maybe it will work, I guess. And recently they have launched another program, which is uh, law, data, and AI, artificial intelligence. It's also an LLM, and it's an Erasmus Mundus Masters. So I think Sir Arshad will organize a separate, a dedicated webinar for Erasmus Mundus scholarships later. But I just wanted to give you like this general information about it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Sir Arshad, do you have like any question? I can, if I'm forgetting something, I can answer those things, I guess.
Uh, I
Yeah.
think if you just brief that, how was your experience when you went to Europe? Because America, UK is different and Europe is different. So if they get opportunity to go to a country where English is not spoken widely, so how do you tackle those challenges?
Sure thing. So regarding that, I'm going to talk about Netherlands first. Although the official language of the Netherlands is Netherlands itself, like the Dutch or the Netherlands, as they call it, but almost every other person here can speak English properly, fluently. So you don't have to learn Dutch. In at least in the case of Netherlands, maybe in case of maybe in case of Germany or France, you might have to learn French or German respectively. But in Netherlands, no, you don't have to. And I think as I talked about the funded opportunities before, you need to do it like you have an you need to have a which clearly states that you fall within top 5 or top 10% of your class. I think that's the requirement for fully funded scholarships. You can get it. That's fantastic. You can even get fully funded scholarship from the university. You don't have to apply for, in this case, to the European Commission or Fulbright or any other. You can just get it from the university. Everything will be covered anyway. And the experience, talking about the experience, it was definitely different. US is different, so is UK. But I think I don't have any kind of like, I didn't feel any difference. I'm not sure about it exactly. For me, it was normal, like this time I spent in the US or the UK. It was pretty normal for me. Although there was this thing that my first degree was kind of online, so because of the Corona pandemic. But apart from that, everything was pretty normal, and I definitely enjoyed my stay in the Netherlands. And since now I'm in the Netherlands again, it was like I came here in August, and it was definitely a homecoming for me here after spending a year here before. So yeah. Well, and I forgot to tell you about the Erasmus Mundus program, which I'm currently doing. You also get to attend 3 different summer schools. I mean, you have the option of attending one of these 3 summer schools. So one of them is in Canada, one is in Germany, in Munich, and one is in Tallinn, which is in Estonia. Regarding the one which I attended one in Munich at LMU, Ludwig Maximilian University in Munich, recently in July and August. And by the way, it is the same university from where Allama Iqbal got his PhD. And it was definitely, I felt proud when I went there and when I visited Allama Iqbal Memorial. It was like near the university campus. But it was, again, it was covered. It was a part of the scholarship. So you get to travel to different countries. You get to meet different people. You get to experience different cultures. It is a life-changing experience. So I would say, guys, that you should need to focus on your GPA. Although you will hear, you will meet a lot of people who will say that GPA doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you don't want to leave your country and if you want to just practice law, because it depends upon your intercommunication skills, how you can practice. Yeah, you don't need a GPA for that. But if you want to secure scholarships, you definitely need a good GPA. But again, let's say if your GPA isn't that good, it's 3.0 or something, you can still make it up for the low GPA by having extra exposure in other fields. Let's say you have internship experiences, or you have a publication, or extracurricular activities like co-curricular activities. So try to spend more time in the law societies, in a law society and activities of the law society, because it's going to help you a lot. Um, yeah, get these things, publications, internship experiences, and co-curricular activities to make up for the low GPA. And you can still get the scholarship you want. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Hamza. Please stay with us because
Yeah.
our participants might have some questions from you as well.
Sure.
And
I'm
we need your support for finding some more scholarships from specifically from European countries for our students. And
yeah,
this is the support which you can give to us. We will
definitely.
be obliged.
Yeah.
Now, thank you so much. Now I invite Mr. Muhammad Saadat, who is currently enrolled as student of BBA in University of Baltistan. He is from Skardu, Baltistan, and he has recently availed this opportunity. So he will tell you about more about the scholarship, who is eligible, and what needs doing. Saadat, are you ready with us?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
do I need
thank you.
to open my video, or it's okay, sir?
It's up to you. If you open the video, that will be good. That will be more interactive, if you can.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So first of all, it's an honor for me to be with you all, especially from the Society of Law from Quaid-i-Azam University. And I got really inspired, and I feel really happy when I saw the name of speaker from Erasmus, because I'm looking forward to apply for that scholarship as well right now. So it's happy. First of all, the things that you need to consider about the SUSI and the experience of SUSI program are mentioned by by our first speaker, Hamza Baig. Now, I just want to talk about the requirements or the things that we need to take care of regarding. So, before going to the SOP, I would say that despite of, for me personally, despite of being, from a very remote area of Pakistan and from a university that is not that much recognized in my country, and people consider, especially a student of my own region in my own city, they consider that we, having a very low confidence that from a remote area of Pakistan, how can we be eligible or we can compete the students of rest of the Pakistan? So I got this opportunity, and I was really happy that being, a student of a very small university in a very remote area of Pakistan, I got this opportunity to get the exposure of United States of America with, different fellows from all over Pakistan, from Quaid-i-Azam University, from different, other university of Pakistan. That's, recognized as, benchmark. Especially for me as a student of business management, when I was like there, it was like my dream was coming true, and my dream came true that, wow, that's something very, fascinating. Like, that's what I wanted always, because business is always, all about your exposure and how much exposure you need. So just let's go to the SOP thing. In SOP, I suggest you to be very specific and very clear regarding your SOP, because 250 words, like it's gonna be like, you must be very clear and very, because 250, when we come to write our SOP, we usually don't recognize, but it'll go like 350 or 400 or 500, but we need to squeeze that. We need to remove some sentences from that. We need to sum the whole 500 words, or your whatever your interest, your experiences, your contribution to the group, all in 250 words. So we need to write it very clear, very specific about that your statement of protocol or statement of purpose. So the first line always should be very fascinating and very catchy, that describes your personality, like what's your interest, maybe like you are a student of law, you are a student of business management, you are a student of medical, student of engineering. Like, the good thing about this program is like student from any field of study, you are eligible. Like, your GPA doesn't matter, your field of study doesn't matter, your age, like from 18 to 25, you are eligible. Your gender, like, nothing matters. The only thing matters is like the three questions that I recommend, like your SOP, the problem definition, and the policy, or the problem that you are going to resolve if you are given the opportunity or given the leadership role, and the co-curricular activities that you have. So these 3 to 4 things are really important that we need to consider it a lot. So your SOP should align your interest, your field of study, and the purpose of, or the main reason of the program. The program is like for the comparative public policy. What I wrote in my SOP is like, as I'm from a student of business management, so I am more interested in business cultures, business exposures, entrepreneurial opportunities. So my SOP was like, my interest and my field of study is business, so I want to implement a business policy in my country. So that this program, SUSI program, will help me in enhancing my exposure, or increasing my level of thinking, that how US is creating their business culture, how they the students of United States, or the market of United States is evolving day by day, from the, to the entrepreneurial, or from traditional to digital. So it's like, what your field of study is, you need to write in that way. Like, if you are from law student, everyone, we are 15 in that program, and maybe like in a same environment, in the same way of learning, we all got different kind of things, because someone from law, he is interested in law, so maybe like the surrounding, he like learn things that interested to him, or maybe to her. Like, maybe someone is from medical, so he or she got something important from the medical, because we all have a different mind, and we all have a different perspective to see, and different approach to learn, so we all learn different things. So the main purpose of the program is like how you uh, learn what you learn from that environment, and after learning those things from that environment, how you apply your experiences or your learnings in your area or your city, maybe from yourself. So SOP is all about the three things: about yourself, your contribution to the group, and what will you do, or when you come to the Pakistan, when you come to your country, how are you gonna use your experiences, or utilize your experiences of United States. So be specific. You try to use words that give a lot of meanings, or maybe explained, or that have a wide meanings or deep meanings. Don't talk something, don't explain things a lot. Just be specific, right? Your interest, this is my interest, that's all. And your why you want to go to US, this is the reason that I want to go to US. This is the thing that I will be getting, or I will learning, or I will be experiencing from that country. What your contribution, that matters. One thing that matters in SOP that I will suggest is, there is a question that how will you contribute to the group. So contribution is, it may be anything. It's not about a physical thing. It may be your time management is your contribution to the group. Maybe you are a good team player or a team leader. Maybe you are a good follower. Anything you should contribute, that you should be writing on your SOP. So everyone has different kinds of ideas, and very huge and beautiful ideas. What why only few people select? Because they know how to put their ideas on paper. Because when the people who are checking your forms, or who are scrutinizing your forms, it's like they don't know who you are, what your ideas are. They just know how you wrote your ideas, or how you gonna learn things, how you're gonna implement things. Whatever they know is like your SOP. How what you've written, that's all they know. So you need to be very conscious and very specific in writing SOP. And one thing that I always suggested to everyone, like either it's for SUSI or UGRAD or any other cultural exchange programs, one thing that I suggest is like, until or unless you enjoy your own SOP, don't submit it. Just wait for like 26th or 27th of October. Don't submit it until or unless you enjoy. Because when you're writing and when you wrote your SOP and when you're reading your SOP, you should answer yourself, or you should say yourself, this is what I wanted to write. This is what I have in my head. This is what makes me competitive for this program. So if until or unless you enjoy the SOP, your SOP, thus it should not be general. When you read your SOP, you yourself will come to know that, am I wrote something, did I write something special, or is this something that everyone writes? So you should be very different, unique, and creative, fascinating SOP you should write. So as Nawaz said before, that either you think that you're gonna be selected or not, just do apply, because it will increase your your learnings about filling a form, because filling a form or writing an SOP is also an art. We were more than eight or 9,000 applicants when you were filling out our forms, and after filling out the forms, I guess 100 plus were called for interview, and from 100 we 20 were selected, and luckily we 15 good chance to go there. So it's like, do apply and just take your time. Don't be very rush in filling out the form. Just take your time, because whatever you write or whatever makes you competitive is your SOP, because everything that apart from the SOP and the question, just to fill out your information, like your name, your CNIC, your university name, your CGPA, that doesn't matter. The only thing that matters a lot is like your SOP and the question. So you should take your time in writing SOP. Be be specific and be clear in that SOP. So thank you, sir.
So thank you very much, Mohammed Saadat, for your guidance and what I have learned from you, that you want all of us to apply, at least, number one. Number two, that everyone has his own story to narrate. So therefore, we should not ask anyone to write for us, or we should not copy from the web, and we should work on it. So thank you so much. And for other participants, I have news for you. We are also organizing, planning to organize another program on another cultural exchange program for female only, and that is called Sister to Sister Cultural Exchange Program. So stay tuned with us. We will be having this program hopefully in next week. Now I invite our student Muhammad Syed Mudasar. He is in LLB 8th semester right now, probably in 7th semester, and he has already availed this opportunity. We expect that he will tell us what is the deadline, and also how our students can find the application and the other details about the questions which are asked in the application form. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. I am audible?
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. First of all, thank you to Sir Nawaz and our Career Law Counseling Society. They had given us a very great chance for this scholarship, and for organizing, and even for awareness of scholarship to all the students. As I am Syed Mudasar Abbas from last 7th, and I am a recent SUSI alumni of 2022 from University of Massachusetts, Amherst. And I am here for the domain of for this scholarship is to guide you about all the guidance that have listed, and for especially the 2 questions that we have to write about the SUSI scholarship. First of all, I would tell you that SUSI scholarship, the deadline is 28 October, 5 p.m. You have to submit your application form, edit in the Word document, and send and via email they have given us. And first of all, I would read your question, and I would like to understand, teach you how to fill up the question, how to tackle with the question, how you have to implement the public policy in your own way. Like our former speaker have spoken that you have to write your own SOP and question, you have to link your goals in your SOP, and you also have to link your goals in your question also. So I am going to tell you how to tackle the question and how to create with it. First of all, I am going to open the form and I am going to read the question so that I can understand you easily. The first question is, give only one example of policy in which you believe is outdated. मतलब एग्जामिनर हमसे ये पूछ रहा है कि आप पाकिस्तान की कोई भी एक ऐसी पॉलिसी हमें बताएं जो कि आउटडेटेड हो चुकी हो. How would you address to it if you were in a leadership position? अगर आप leadership position पर होते तो आप इस पॉलिसी को कैसे निपटते? तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वुड लाइक टू टेल यू कि आपने यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन में सबसे पहले आपने क्वेश्चन की आउटलाइन बनानी है. आपने क्वेश्चन को 250 वर्ड्स में सॉल्व करना है. सबसे पहले आपने क्वेश्चन की आउटलाइन बनानी है. सबसे पहले आपने अपने क्वेश्चन को समझना है कि ये क्वेश्चन है क्या. एग्जामिनर ने इस सवाल के दो पार्ट किए हैं. एग्जामिनर ने सबसे पहले आपसे पब्लिक पॉलिसी पूछी है कि पब्लिक पॉलिसी होती क्या है. मतलब वो कह रहा है गिव वन एग्जांपल ऑफ पॉलिसी इन विच पाकिस्तान यू बिलीव इज आउटडेटेड. तो पॉलिसी आउटडेटेड हो गई है, आपने उसकी जगह नई पॉलिसी बननी है. तो सबसे पहले आप प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल में देखेंगे कि पॉलिसी आउटडेटेड कैसे होती है और नई पॉलिसी इंप्लीमेंट कैसे होती है. तो आपने इसमें पॉलिसी का सबसे बेहतरीन मॉडल देना है. इसमें पॉलिसी के 3 मॉडल्स होते हैं. पॉलिसी के मॉडल में सबसे पहले प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफिकेशन होता है कि आपने आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि कौन सा प्रॉब्लम आउटडेटेड होता है. उसके आपने उसके सॉल्यूशन ढूंढने होते हैं. उस सॉल्यूशन के बाद आपने सबसे अच्छे जो सॉल्यूशन होते हैं वो इम्प्लीमेंट करवाते हैं. मतलब आइडेंटिफिकेशन, सॉल्यूशन एंड इम्प्लीमेंटेशन. तो आपने इस क्वेश्चन के साथ निपटना कैसे है. हम इस क्वेश्चन में क्लियर कट एक पॉलिसी का मैप देंगे कि सबसे पहले आप ये बताएंगे कि कोई भी आउटडेटेड पॉलिसी है. फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने अपनी एक एजुकेशन की पॉलिसी पर दी थी. सबसे पहले आपने इस बात को निपटना है कि एजुकेशन की पॉलिसी आउटडेटेड क्यों है. आप अपने कोई भी अपने गोल्स के जरिए, आप हेल्थ की हैं, आप हेल्थ की पॉलिसी दें. आप एनर्जी इंजीनियर हैं, आप एनर्जी की मिसाल दें. आप किसी भी फील्ड में वर्क करें, आप लॉ के हैं तो आप लॉ की ऐसी पॉलिसीज का एक प्रॉब्लम उठाएं जो कि आउटडेटेड हो चुका हो. आप उसके काज दें, 1 और 2 लाइन में वो लिखें कि ये क्यों है. फिर आप अपने आप को उस चीज़ का लीडरशिप एज्यूम करें. यू आर इन अ लीडरशिप पोजीशन एंड यू गोइंग टू टैकल दैट. तो आप उसमें निपटे में कैसे. सबसे पहले आप पॉलिसी, किसी भी आउटडेटेड पॉलिसी का जो काज होता है उसको निपटते हैं कि आउट कैसी है. फिर आप नई पॉलिसी बनाते हैं और पॉलिसी के आपने जहन में रखना है कि कोई भी जो आप पॉलिसी की मिसाल देंगे वो 3 बेसिस पर हो. वो सोशल हो, वो इकोनॉमिकल हो और वो इन्वायरमेंटल हो. कि वो इंक्लूसिव पॉलिसी हो, उसकी कॉस्ट कम हो और माहौल को उसका नुकसान कम से कम हो. ये पॉलिसी का रीसेंट मॉडल इस तरह कहता है कि आपने कोई भी पॉलिसी बनानी है इन 3 बेसिस पे बनानी है. और फिर आपने कोई भी पॉलिसी की मिसाल के हवाले से जो आके उसमें मिसालें फिट करनी है. वो शॉर्ट टर्म हो, आपने बताना है कि मैं इस मसले की ये पॉलिसी शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए दे रहा हूँ, ये पॉलिसी मिड टर्म के लिए दे रहा हूँ, ये पॉलिसी लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए दे रहा हूँ. ये 3 स्केच जब आपके माइंड में होगा फिर आप कोई भी मिसाल लेंगे और आप उसको देखेंगे कि वो पॉलिसी कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट होती है. तो पॉलिसी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के 2 तरीके होते हैं. प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफाई होता है रूट लेवल पे, या तो वो वाया एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव पाथवे कि आप किसी असिस्टेंट कमिश्नर या ग्राउंड लेवल के ऑफिस को दरखास्त देते हैं, अपने कंसर्न डिपार्टमेंट में भेजता है, वो उसको रेलिवेंट मिनिस्ट्री में भेजता है. मिनिस्ट्री Quaid-i-Azam अपने प्राइम मिनिस्टर के साथ मिलकर उसके ऊपर कंफेबुलेट करती है. आफ्टर कंफेबुलेटिंग स्टेक होल्डर्स वो उस पॉलिसी की जो रिलेटिव सजेशन होती है वो बनवाती हैं. और अगर कोई भी पॉलिसी को लेजिस्लेटिव इंटेंट चाहिए होता है तो उसे पार्लियामेंट में पास करवाया जाता है. तो पार्लियामेंट में पास करवा के कोई भी पॉलिसी हो, आपने ये वाली बात लाजमी अपने क्वेश्चन में लिखनी है कि कोई भी पॉलिसी हो उसे ECC से इम्प्लीमेंट करवाया जाता है, इकोनॉमिक कोऑर्डिनेट कमेटी से. उस कमेटी से वो जब अप्रूव होगी और फिर ब्यूरोक्रेसी उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करेगी. ये हो गया पॉलिसी का मेथड. आपने इस तरीके से पॉलिसी का मेथड लिखना है और फिर अपनी कोई भी एक मिसाल ले लेनी है कि पाकिस्तान का कोई भी प्रॉब्लम उठा लेना है, उसके हवाले से इंटरनेट पे सर्च करके कोई भी उसका पॉलिसी का मॉडल उसमें फिट कर देना है. तो साथ में अपने आउटलाइन कैसे बनानी है. सबसे पहले आपने आउटडेटेड पॉलिसीज के लिखने हैं कि ये पॉलिसी आउटडेटेड क्यों है. फिर आपने इम्प्लीमेंटेशन की हर्डल्स को रिमूव करवाना है कि पाकिस्तान में लॉ की जो پالیسی ہے اتنی آؤٹ ڈیٹڈ ہو چکی ہے، تو اس کے آگے جو ہم نیو امپلیمنٹیشن ڈال رہے ہیں اس کی ہرڈلس کو ریموو کرنا ہے. کیونکہ کسی بھی پالیسی کو اگر آپ سکسیزفل کرنا چاہتے ہیں تو آپ تب کرتے ہیں جب آپ اس کی ہرڈلس ریموو کرتے ہیں. پھر آپ اس پالیسی کے شارٹ ٹرم، مڈ ٹرم اور لانگ ٹرم پلان لکھیں گے. آپ یہ لکھیں گے کہ آپ اس کو ایسے ایسے امپلیمنٹ کروائیں گے. اس کے بعد ہم آ جاتی ہے سیکنڈ کوشچن پہ. سیکنڈ کوشچن پہ یہ والا کوشچن ہمارے کوشچن سے تھوڑا ڈفرینٹ ہے، لیکن میں نے اس کے بارے میں سرچ آؤٹ کیا ہے کہ اس کو کیسے سالو کرنا ہے، تو میں آپ اس کو کلیئر کٹ طریقہ بتا دیتا ہوں. What one initiative would you personally like to start at your local neighborhood or community level? How would you plan, implement and measure its success? اس میں سیم وہ سالہ پالیسی والا میتھڈ امپلیمنٹ کرنا ہے، لیکن اس میں ایگزامینر آپ سے پریکٹیکلی پوچھ رہا ہے کہ آپ اپنے ایریا میں جہاں پہ آپ بلانگ کرتے ہیں اس ایریا کا پریکٹیکل ہمیں کوئی پرابلم بتائیں کہ وہ پرابلم ہے کیا. تو آپ اپنے آپ کو اس علاقے کے لیڈرشپ پوزیشن پہ ایزیوم کریں اور آپ اس مسئلے کو حل کرنے جا رہے ہیں تو آپ کیسے کریں گے. دیٹس میں آپ کو مثال دیتا ہوں. آپ کے علاقے میں سینیٹیشن کا مسائل ہے اور آپ اس علاقے کے لوکل گورنمنٹ کے کوئی چیئرمین ناظم ہیں یا کوئی ممبر نیشنل اسمبلی ہے، مطلب ایون یو آر ان لیڈرشپ رول اینڈ یو ہیو ٹو ٹیکل دیٹ پرابلم، تو آپ اس کو کیسے حل کریں گے. لیٹس سینیٹیشن کا پرابلم ہے تو آپ اپنے کنسرن لوکل گورنمنٹ کو اپلیکیشن دیں گے کہ ہمارا یہ پرابلم ہے. کنسرن لوکل گورنمنٹ موسٹ ریسنٹ ٹیکنوکریٹس اور ایکسپرٹس لے کر آئے گا، اس جگہ پہ وزٹ کرے گا. سب سے پہلے کہ یہ پرابلم آیا کیوں ہے، اس کا کاسٹ ڈھونڈے گا، اس کے بارے میں اس کا پلان آئے گا. وہ پلان ڈائریکٹلی اس منسٹری کے پاس جائے گا اور وہ اس کے پاس جو سے آپ نے بھی تینوں بتانے ہیں کہ میں یہ 3 میتھڈ اپلائی کروں گا، شارٹ ٹرم، مڈ ٹرم، لانگ ٹرم. اور پھر آپ نے یہ بھی بتانا ہے کہ آپ کون کون سے ایسے سیگمنٹس لیں گے. آپ نے اپنے سارے علاقے کے جو محلے والے لوگ ہوں گے ان کے ساتھ کانسولیٹ کرنا ہے کہ ہم یہ والی سینیٹیشن کے مسائل حل کرنے جا رہے ہیں. آپ اس کی امپلیمنٹیشن کے وے میں نہ آئے گا کیونکہ کل کو کوئی جا کے اسٹے نہ لے لے. یہ ایک ہرڈلز ہوتی ہیں جو کہ ہمارے ملک میں پالیسی کی امپلیمنٹیشن میں آتے ہیں کہ ہم اس کو امپلیمنٹ نہ کریں. تو آپ نے سب سے پہلے اپنے علاقے والے سے کنسلٹ کرنے ہیں، تمام اسٹیک ہولڈرس کی کنسرٹ لے لینی ہے. تو بیوروکریٹک جو ہوتے ہیں وہ ہرڈلز ریموو کروا کے آپ نے اپنے کنسرن منسٹری کے پاس جانا ہے. اس سے وہ اس کی ایک پالیسی بن جائے گی اور اس کے پلان بھی بن جائے گا کہ یہ ہم شارٹ ٹرم دے رہے ہیں، یہ مڈ ٹرم دے رہے ہیں، لانگ ٹرم دے رہے ہیں. اور جب وہ اپروو ہو جائے گا پھر آپ نے اس کو بیوروکریسی کے ذریعے امپلیمنٹ کروانا ہے کہ ناؤ دا بیوروکریسی کمز اینڈ اسسٹنٹ کمشنر ود ایسنٹ آف اسٹیٹ بینک ہیز ایشوڈ دا فنڈز فار آور پلان. تو پھر جب وہ امپلیمنٹ ہوگی تو پھر وہ آگے کہتے ہیں تیسرا پرابلم جو کہ سب سے امپورٹنٹ ہوتا ہے کہ میئر اٹ سکسیس. تو آپ اس کی سکسیس کو کیسے میئر کریں گے. تو کسی بھی پالیسی کی سکسیس کی میئر کو آپ پرانے والی پالیسی سے میئر کرتے ہوتے ہیں. مطلب آپ اس کو یہ ایگزوم کریں گے کہ آج سے 5 ایئر بیفور ہمارے ایریا میں اتنے سینیٹیشن کے مسائل تھے اور اتنے ایشوز اٹھتے تھے، رستے کے اتنے ایشوز اٹھتے تھے، ہیلتھ پرابلمس کے اور ویریس ڈیزیز ایمرج ہوتی تھی. آج میں نے یہ پالیسی امپلیمنٹ کروا دی ہے اور میں نے ایک سینیٹیشن کی وہ پالیسی امپلیمنٹ کر دی ہے اور ہمارے علاقے میں ڈیزیز کا جو ریٹ ہے وہ بہت سلو ہو گئی ہے اور گاڑیاں بڑی آرام سے گزر جاتی ہیں. تو تمام ایک پبلک انٹرسٹ کے جو پرابلمس ہیں سالو ہو گئے ہیں. تو یہ میں نے آپ کو ایک سینیٹیشن کا پریکٹیکلی ایگزامپل دی ہے. میں نے اپنے حساب پہ ایجوکیشن کی ایگزامپل دی تھی کہ میں نے ایجوکیشن کی تینوں پالیسی شارٹ ٹرم، مڈ ٹرم، لانگ ٹرم، پہلے میں نے فلاز ڈھونڈے تھے، اس فلاس کو امپلیمنٹ کون نہیں ہوتے دیتا، میں کیسے کیسے کانسنٹ کروں گا، اپنے اسٹیک ہولڈر کے ساتھ کنفبلیٹ کروں گا. پھر اس شارٹ پالیسیز کے شارٹ ٹرم، مڈ ٹرم اینڈ لانگ ٹرم کو میں نے سائڈ پہ کر کے اپنے اس ماڈل پہ ڈھال لیے تھے. تو سب سے پہلے آپ پیج پہ آؤٹ لائن بنائیں گے. آؤٹ لائن بنا کے پہلے آپ نے اس بات کا دھیان نہیں رکھنا کہ یہ 250 کا ہے یا 300 کا ہے یا 400 کا ہے. جب آپ کے ذہن اپنے پلان ہوگا اور آپ اس کو بار بار ریپیٹ کریں گے تو ایٹ دا اینڈ وہ کنسائز بھی ہو جائے گا. تو یہ ہو گیا ہمارے 2 کوشچن. اور آپ نے ایس او پی کے ذریعے جو اپنا فیلڈ ہے، اپنی جو آپ کی فیلڈ ہے ریلیونٹ، اس کو آپ نے پبلک پالیسی کے ذریعے لنک کرنا ہے. مطلب جب ہم گئے تھے تو دے سیٹ وسٹ پبلک پالیسی افیکٹس ایوری ون whether you are from which department. It's not depend upon, it's depend upon that from whom platform you are applying. تو آپ نے یہ بات غور سے دیکھنی ہے کہ آپ نے ہیلتھ کو ہے تو آپ نے یہ لکھنا ہے کہ میں ڈاکٹر بنوں گا تو میں جب ٹیکنوکریٹ کے ساتھ مل کر ایکسپرٹ کروں گا تو میں پبلک پالیسی کو افیکٹ کر سکتا ہوں اور میں اچھی سے اچھی پبلک پالیسی امپلیمنٹیشن میں یا پلاننگ میں مدد کر سکتا ہوں. تو آپ اپنے گولس کو یہ خاص کیا رکھنا ہے اس کے ایس او پی میں، پبلک پالیسی میں امپلیمنٹ کر سکتا ہوں. اور ایک 1 کوشچن میں آپ کو کہنا چاہوں گا جو کہ UGRAD سے اور SUSI سے ڈفرینٹ ہے کہ آپ نے اس میں ایک کوشچن تھوڑا ڈفرینٹ ہے کہ what you will contribute to the group. آپ کنٹریبیوٹ ٹو دا گروپ کیسے کریں گے. اس میں یہ ہوتا ہے کہ آپ نے جتنے بھی پاسٹ ایکٹیویٹیز کی ہوتی ہیں اس میں جو اسکلز گین کی ہوتی ہیں، کسی بھی گروپ میں کنٹریبیوشن کا سب سے بیسک کرٹسی یہ ہوتا ہے کہ آپ ہر بندے کو ویلکم کریں، ہر بندے کے کلچر کو ویلکم کریں، ہر بندے کو پراپر رسپیکٹ دیں और अपने कल्चर पे, अपनी बात पे, अपने ओपिनियन पे प्राउड फील करें और उस पर आपको कॉन्फिडेंस होना चाहिए। ये अब जिस डाइवर्स ग्रुप में हम वर्क करते होते हैं तो बाकियों से लर्न कर रहे होते हैं और उनको लर्निंग दे भी रहे होते हैं, और उस लिहाज से आप एक ग्रुप की एक्टिविटी में प्रॉपर कोऑर्डिनेट करके ग्रुप को लेके चलते हैं, क्योंकि ये क्वेश्चन एसओपी में थोड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है और इस क्वेश्चन को वो इंटरव्यू में भी बार बार पूछते हैं कि हाउ वुड यू कंट्रीब्यूट टू द ग्रुप एक्टिविटी, डू यू हैव एनी एक्सपीरियंस दैट यू हैव टेक पार्ट इन ग्रुप एंड यू आर गोइंग टू प्ले इन SUSI ग्रुप, हाउ वुड यू फेवर द SUSI ग्रुप। तो ये सारी एक्टिविटीज आपके देखने, इसका क्रक्स ये है कि आपने हर बंदे की बात को प्रॉपर सुनना है, उसको प्रॉपर रिस्पेक्ट देनी है, अपना आर्गुमेंट बड़ा प्राउडली एंड कॉन्फिडेंस से पेश करना है, हर किसी कल्चर को एक्सेप्ट करना है और अपना जो कल्चर है उसको बड़ा प्राउडली पोर्ट्रे करना है, और ग्रुप की कोई भी एक्टिविटीज है उसमें प्रॉपर 100% इफेक्टिव रोल अदा करना है। ओवर टू यू सर Arshad, is there any question I am available for?
Thank you very much, Mudasar, and thank you participants that you have keenly learned from Mudasar. We welcome our faculty member Alanzeb Khan Sahab, who has joined this session, and our Director School of Law is joining soon as well. This session is full. It's almost 100. So many people are facing problems in joining. Aziz Sahab, have you joined us, sir? Director Sahab? Dr. Aziz. Okay.
Sir, if we can introduce SUSI program once again, sir, ताकि जो नए participants हैं उनको भी थोड़ी बहुत होना हो।
जी हम देखें, बेसिकली जो है ना, अभी इन्होंने काफी अच्छे तरीके से एक्सप्लेन किया मुदस्सिर ने, और एक अच्छी बात जो बताई, जो कि हमारे साथ इस वक्त लॉ के अलावा भी बहुत सारे लोग जुड़े हुए हैं बाकी प्रोग्राम्स के भी, तो हमें ये अंदाजा हुआ कि ये सिर्फ लॉ का नहीं है, बल्कि आप किसी भी अगर फील्ड से हैं, और अब अगर आप अपना जो एक्सपर्टीज है उसको पब्लिक पॉलिसी के साथ अगर रिलेट कर सकते हैं तो आप इसके लिए एलिजिबल हैं। आप का एक सेमेस्टर कम से कम रहना चाहिए, यानी इफ यू आर इन द मिडल, इफ यू आर इन द स्टार्ट ऑफ द प्रोग्राम, यू कैन अप्लाई फॉर द प्रोग्राम। डॉक्टर अजीज साहब, हैव यू जॉइंड अस सर?
जी, अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैंने ज्वाइन कर लिया।
जी, अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर। वी वेलकम प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर अजीज रहमान साहब, हाफिज अजीज रहमान साहब, our director School of Law, sir. Sir, if you have few minutes, you just give us this motivation and confidence, sir.
जी, अस्सलाम वालेकुम, thank you very much जी Arshad साहब and the team, and first of all I'm sorry that I could not join in the start despite my best willingness, and I was very much keen कि मैं participate करूं because the earlier webinars which has been conducted by the team, they were really very good and useful. So first of all, I am thankful to the team of the organizers who have organized this. Arshad Sahab is doing along with the support of a number of students wonderful work, and it is a wonderful task developing the capacity of the students and giving them the orientation in terms of accessing better opportunities. That is something which is I consider as a public good and public welfare. So we must congratulate him and his team for this extraordinary effort and the great work which they are doing. And I also welcome you being the host, and that School of Law is now taking these kind of initiatives. So I would really encourage all the students, either regardless to the fact they are from the School of Law or they are from other departments and schools of the Quaid-i-Azam University, or even beyond the Quaid-i-Azam University, the kind of opportunities which are right now available for higher studies and the exposure. These kind of opportunities are unprecedented. In the past, in the history, when we have been students, for example, there were opportunities definitely, but not of this magnitude. Now, mashallah, so many opportunities are there from different kind of international agencies, organizations, donors. So I always say that a student who is willing now to join an international program and to get a sort of international exposure, so there is absolutely no excuse. You can put a little bit of effort and you will find, inshallah, some kind of opportunity. So this is our responsibility to actually help you identifying those kind of opportunities and avenues. And this is precisely what we are doing these days. So today's seminar and today's webinar is also another effort in this regard. And I hope that you will find it quite useful. It is not the end, inshallah, it is just start. We will have more seminars of the similar nature and more opportunities, physical seminars and webinars, inshallah. So there's a lot to come in the pipeline. And I hope you will definitely benefit from this. I'm once again thankful, and especially I'm thankful to the participants who are giving a sort of orientation as resource persons. I know that they were quite busy, and we have requested them through Arshad, and they have agreed. So I'm really thankful to them as well that they have made their time available. And we are looking forward to have more interactive sessions sometimes in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I'm inviting Mr. Farooq-i-Azam Sahab. He holds a master's in international relations from United States, currently settled in New York. He is a renowned expert in education, immigration, has experience of living and working in United States of almost 24 years. Previously, he has worked for the Home Department and also worked for the cultural exchange programs as well. So basically, he has insight about these programs, and he will sensitize us about what is expected from us when we apply for those programs, and what is actually the criteria of selection from that side. So it is over to Farooq-i-Azam Sahab. Sir.
Thank you so much, Arshad. Thank you so much to all of the participants for contributing to this opportunity and sharing their experience, what they have during their exchange tenure in the United States. Well, they have shared a wealth of knowledge about the program. I would like to kind of give a brief intro to why international exchange is important for US, and particularly how it makes into the equation of foreign policy. And then I will explain how what is expected of the participants and how it is going to benefit the participants being in the US as a guest during those 5 or 6 weeks period. You know, citing the competitiveness of the US, and in order to continue to compete with the global economy and to maintain America's role as a global leader, US need to ensure that its citizens develop understanding of the foreign cultures, proficiency in foreign languages, and understanding of the world around us. And also, American competitiveness also depends upon we building ties and relationship with the people who are going to guide the political, cultural, and economic development of the countries in the future. And in order to meet these challenges, one of the way is to develop coherent and coordinated international education strategy, which allows us to prepare Americans for a global environment, while at the same time, it allows us to continue to attract foreign graduates and undergraduate students and professionals from other walks of life to come and experience American way of life and American education system. Annually, State Department spends around $753 million on exchange program. That is a lot of money when you look at the budget. And how it is spent is some of it is spent on sending American students, American citizens overseas, and also bringing foreign students into the US to experience American culture, American institutions, American policymaking process, and take advantage of the system. How it benefits the students and participants, that is where it is very important for all of you as the prospective applicants. I believe the concept here is that we want people to be able to reflect on themselves. We want to be able to help them see themselves when they come away from their own families, their own culture, from their own society or community, and start living in the US. We want to see them how important is the diversity. We want to see them how you can live with the differences and different of opinion, differences of views, differences of orientation, and still be able to contribute. And what we gain out of that is, as a participant, student gain self-realization. They reflect on those experiences they have in the US, whether as an exchange student or as an exchange professional or an academic student, which is usually a pretty long period of time. And then they return back to their countries and they start to think in perspectives which is different than what they had before. Unlike thinking about local things, they start to think globally. Unlike thinking at challenges as more localized, they start to tackle things as a global challenge. They start to look at the values in a global perspective or in an international perspective. So in other ways, it is an opportunity for US to bring those participants in the US and have them experience it, and then take back what they have and go back to their countries and communities and contribute to their own policy-making process, contribute to rebuilding the fabrics of their nation, while at the same time serve as a bridge between the United States and those countries, and help build ties that cultivate the foundation of friendship that goes for generation. That is usually what the students actually achieve. Apart from that, I think there are other aspects of the cultural exchange program where when participants come to the US, they also bring along with them wealth of knowledge that they contribute to US classrooms. That is one thing very important for us, because we want American students and American public to understand foreign cultures by living along with those participants and spending time with them or attending classes with them. And that is one thing that in the last few years, participants contributed to enormous amount of community work. And that also brings along the Americans who contribute to community work in the US in terms of cultural exchange. So these are the advantages that we look at them as in terms of why cultural exchange program is important for the US. In addition to those, we also look at how when students comes here, how they contribute to academic setting. And then when they travel back to their countries, how they viewed American way of life and how they perceive American way of life before coming to US, and what they had after they have returned to their countries, and how it helps in public diplomacy in a larger perspective. Now let's come down to the profile of So let me talk about international education from another angle, and I think that it's important because I have been continuously monitoring that. I arrived in the US in 2000. It's been 22 years, but at that time, the total Pakistani student contribution to the US was around 5,000 students. And at that time, the Chinese, which remained the top choice in the US remains the top choice for them. They were 59,000, and the Indian remains the second with the 54,000 students. It has been 22 years, and that number for Pakistan, it did not go far up, because when I look at the number, the Pakistan still contributes only 7,000 students to the US, comparing to some some 169,000 Indian students. So when we compare that and look at the numbers, it's very alarming that why we contribute so less students to the US. I'm not talking in the perspective because this is beneficial for US, but I'm talking as in for Pakistan contributing international students to US market who will return to Pakistan and benefit the local market, whether in tech, entrepreneurship, policy making, or in law, or any other field of life. But I think that is another thing that I have talked to Professor Arshad, that this is something that need attention and need to be addressed. Beside that, I think, yeah, let's talk about something about your profiles when you apply for a cultural exchange program. And then after that, I will come down to what you don't do, so that moving forward, you can make yourself as a ideal candidate for the program. I think the cultural exchange program, apart from what the participants has shared with you, I think what we in the US look for is clarity. We want to see how you connect dots, why you want to come to US, what you want to learn, and how you go, when you go back, how are you going to apply what you have learned from your time in the US. Whatever your walks of life is, or whatever your field is, it doesn't really matter, but what it matters is that how you're going to translate your experience and apply that. That's very important. And I think that you should keep that in mind when you are writing your SOPs. I think the participants didn't really mention that the SOP is it's not something that you can write at a one time, sit down and write it. It's something that you will have to go through a few times to go through it and review it. You will have to edit it. It might not make the good idea to you when you write it the first time, but I think you will have to write something and then come away from it, go back to it and read it and rewrite it, something that clicks with your thoughts, with your genuine thoughts, that why you want to come to US and what you want to learn from your time here, and how you're going to translate that. That's very important. Additionally, I think what I also wanted to talk about is that and I think that it's very important that the ubiquity of the social media and the cell phone technology has given us this ability that we can use it everywhere. And now that in this day and age, everyone has a cell phone, everyone has social media accounts, but I think it comes with the challenges too. And one of the most important thing is that you need to have responsible behavior. Why? Because since 9/11, there has been considerable steps in terms of securing US borders, considering US national security, and at the same time, other countries, which we usually refer to the Five Eyes, United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom, they all share common data harvesting and the data retrieval system, where such information that is detrimental to national security, that is detrimental to the local community or a local system, gets cited into the system, gets reported into the system, and it has an adverse effect. So I think the point of the conversation is that we would expect you to have a responsible behavior when using social media, not to post anything that is judgmental, something that gives out a negative vibe, something that is harmful, or something that trigger violence or threatening, things like that, because it contradicts with your thoughts, it contradicts with your aspirations. When you are applying to these countries, you want to go and pursue your goals, and you want to be you want to have better education, you want to have these experiences, but at the same time you're propagating or instigating ideas which are detrimental to society at home and abroad. So I think that being a responsible user of social media is very important. No matter what platform you're using, I think it's very important that you look back at it and you make sure that you responsibly use it. If there is anything, I think that you should address that. Then it brings us to the next point, is that deception, lies, and manipulation. I think that when you submit an SOP, I mean the application, it goes through a very rigorous vetting process, and deception, lies, or sharing information which is not true or not accurate to project you as the ideal candidate, I think it fires back, because in the vetting process these things comes up and they get recorded into the system, and especially talking the US, these things will render you inadmissible under the US immigration and nationality law, and you will not get admitted to the US, not even this program, but any the future opportunity you want to avail, because you have lied on the application form, or you have hidden information that was consequential or it was meaningful in making the decision, or contributed in other ways to a different outcome. So I think that the deception, lies, and manipulation, that's something that you should know, that you should not put that on any kind of a application form. I think then it brings us to kind of closing, I guess. And I want to talk about the opportunities moving forward. Let's say you experience this program and you go back to your country, and down the line you want to come back to US as a graduate student or undergrad students, or let's say because the exchange programs range from high school level, so it's not necessarily only at undergrad level. High school students can also come to US on a exchange program, and so let's say that you want to pursue those opportunities. I think that US has a very welcoming environment, very welcoming culture. We value multiculturalism. At the same time, we value diversity, inclusion, and we want people to experience our way of life, but at the same time be contributive to the society, to the system. And I think that, let's say you want to come back to US as a graduate student or something, there are lots of opportunity. You can always explore them. There is, I believe, US Education Foundation in every country almost. They are the good source of information. And in terms of, let's say you want to pursue a graduate degree, there are very good avenues for your future immigration into the US and under STEM program, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So apart from that, there are other opportunities. So the US law has, immigration law has some flexibilities in terms of what you can do when you graduate from US schools, and upon most importantly, the OPT and the CPT, the programs, they're very beneficial because they allow you opportunity to apply your skills locally here in the US and learn the skills in the US market, in the US research industry, while you're in the US and you have completed your studies. Apart from that, I think that I would say, if there are, if you have any future aspirations or any kind of you want to pursue some opportunities or anything, whether it's in immigration or anything, you can always, I'm always there to collaborate on it. I'm always there to help you move forward and reach your goals, whether they're academic or cultural or any kind of. And you can reach out to me through Arshad Nawaz. That's he's doing extraordinary job in conducting these very meaningful events. But I will leave everything to questions and answer session. But I wish you good luck, all of you, for your aspiration. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Farooq-i-Azam. We will need your support in future as well. And inshallah, we will collaborate in future. In the meanwhile, if Professor Alamdev Khan Sahab, are you available? Agar aap hain to chand baatein kar le.
Ji, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Iske baad we will be taking question answer session. Ji, sir.
Am I audible?
Ji, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you. First of all, I appreciate and recognize the tremendous efforts and struggle of Professor Arshad Nawaz, who is also the founding head of the School of Law. And he's a very enthusiastic and very bold person, especially to take initiative and come forward to do some brave acts. So I really recognize and appreciate this thing, especially to groom and guide our young professionals. And the other thing is, which is very important, just I very keenly and very attentively, I attended the Farooq-i-Azam Sahab session. And the very important, he highlighted so many points, but the two points were very much striking. And really, I convinced that you must demonstrate responsible behavior. Whenever you move, you will have to demonstrate, you will have to show a responsible person, meaning thereby you are not representing yourself, but you are representing a nation or country. So just assume that you are a leader of some group, some special group of people, and definitely your behavior, you are doing and you are not doing, your omissions and your commission of acts will definitely put impact on the coming persons. So this is very, and the other is when you are here, you are living in a capital. So make your academics, your time, your all the energies, resources into a capital. You will have to convert all your resources into a capital. So these two are the very important points and really very striking. And I appreciate Farooq-i-Azam Sahab. He is a very learned person in his field. And I welcome him also. And further, I hope that he would also, whenever we need, then he would join us, inshallah ta'ala, in future as well. And especially, I was looking at the list that a lot of students are attending this session. Really very encouraging, this number. I appreciate them. And I directly address them. You, beta, you all are very much important for us. You are our future. Come forward and the energy what you have now, definitely definitely in after 10 years might be you will not be in the position. So this is the time, this is the high time to utilize your energy, your talent, your potential, and make it and rather convert it into a capital. Your everything is a capital asset. Your time, your academics, your potential, your skill, your qualities, your qualification, each and every, even your place. Now you are living in a capital. So so this is very important. This is a high time for you to take a lot of benefit as you can. And time is running out. Now this is the era of specialization. This is the era of expertise. This is the era of skill and techniques. So you will have to polish your personality, your potential, your academics, your all these things. Then definitely there is no doubt in it that you will be the winner. You will be the conqueror of the future. You will be successful, inshallah ta'ala. And further, I appreciate you all of you. Take initiative, come forward and do it. Best of luck. And once again, I am thankful to all the speakers, Mudasar and the other gentleman I joined in the mid. I couldn't name him, but all the speakers, I appreciate all the speakers. I am thankful to them as a faculty member. And Arshad Sahab, you are doing a very wonderful job. Thank you and best of luck.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. First of all, मैं आपको ये बता दूं कि if you are asking about the application, तो वो हम आपके साथ share कर देंगे. If you are asking about the website, वो भी हम आपके साथ share कर देंगे. हम आपके साथ वो numbers भी share कर लेंगे जिनके साथ आप direct contact करके तो you can ask the queries. हमारे पास एक dedicated team है which can help you out in preparing your personal statements as well. Although you will have to write it, लेकिन हम थोड़ा सा उसको ठीक भी इंशाल्लाह कर देंगे. If you have any questions now, we have few minutes left. तो अगर आप कोई सवाल पूछना चाहते हैं specific, तो now it is open. जी please.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Am I audible?
जी.
Sir, I'm Arghazar Tarana. I'm a law student, and I have a question that do we have to spend our own money there as well? Like, is everything free, or do we have to spend our own money as well? Because some of my friends went for SUSI exchange program last year, and some went for Yes exchange program as well. And the minimum expenditure of there was 50 to 60 lakh, which is a hefty amount. So that's why I'm asking this question.
All right.
I would like to answer the question. No, it's totally.
First of all, Mudasar, please. Mudasar,
it's totally a false.
आप
It's totally a false statement. You don't have to spend any money. Whenever you have to fill the application form free of cost, we have to give your interview free of cost. First of all, if you are shortlisted and you are traveling from other city for interview, they would pay you for your interview traveling. They would also pay you for your visa interview. They would pay you for their pre-departure orientation also. And whenever any program went, they would give you $1,500 or $1,600. Maximum we have expense of 10 days of eating. All eatings are free, and we have to spend maximum $300 to $400. And extra, they have give you $150 or $160 for the domestic travelers. So it's a lot of money. They give you 3 lakh or 4 lakh. The rest is all depend upon the candidates. There are many candidates who have bought the $2,000 and $3,000 headphone, the $2,000 and $3,000 laptop. It's depend upon the candidates who are going. If they are interested in extra shopping, they can do their own well, but they give you as much as you want to spend. It's healthy amount, lump sum amount. You do not need to any extra amount.
Okay. Can we have the other questions, please? Thank you, Mudasar. Ji. Any other question, please? Ji, Ahmed, you want to say something?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर, क्या हाल है? ठीक है
जी बेटा. ठीक है।
सर ये जो प्रोग्राम है ये एलिजिबल है फर्स्ट और सेकंड सेमेस्टर दोनों के लिए, या लाजमी है ये मिड में हो या एक सेमेस्टर रहता हो तभी है?
इसमें आखिरी आपका सेमेस्टर ना हो, आखिरी सेमेस्टर ना हो, इससे पहले वाले मेरे ख्याल में अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। मुदस्सिर,
यस सर,
am I right?
यस सर, यस सर, यू आर राइट,
और
अप्लाई
जो
कर सकते
स्टार्टिंग में हो, सेकंड में हो या थर्ड में, वो भी अप्लाई, सेकंड वाले भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं?
इट्स नॉट
जी जी
डिपेंड
जी
अपॉन,
जी,
यू कैन अप्लाई।
you can apply. जी, anyone else, please, question?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
जी जी, अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
सर मेरा ये क्वेश्चन था, मैंने पहले 3 या 4 कैंडिडेट से पूछा था, तो अ टाइप ऑफ मिक्सचर आंसर्स थे, कोई कह रहे थे यस और कोई नो। अभी जो अभी मेरे से प्रीडिसेसर बच्चे ने पूछा कि 7th सेमेस्टर में मैं हूँ तो अप्लाई कर सकता हूँ या नहीं, तो कुछ अलमनाई कह रहे थे कि कर सकते हैं और कुछ नहीं, क्योंकि एक ये भी कंडीशन होती है कि जब आप वापस आए तो तब आपका एक सेमेस्टर रहता हो, तो सिंस अगर मैं अभी अप्लाई कर रहा हूँ तो मैं जाऊँगा अगस्त में या जून में, तो जब वापस आऊंगा तब तक मेरी डिग्री हो चुकी होगी।
ठीक ठीक,
ये बात मुझे करनी थी।
जी मुदस्सिर।
It's depend upon whether you are applying, you have must left one semester. It's not depend upon whether when you are going. There is a last batch when they're gone after COVID 2 years, they all have done their graduate degree. So it's not depend upon when you come. It's the requirement of UGRAD, not the requirement of SUSI. You can apply and currently you are in 7th semester.
Thank you,
Mudasar sir. Thank you so much.
जी, anyone else? If you have a question, please.
Assalamualaikum. I also want to ask a question.
जी जी. Can
Actually,
you please introduce yourself, please?
I'm from Anthropology Department, Quaid-i-Azam University. Rakia Mariam, my name. I want to ask कि ये SUSI प्रोग्राम है जो, इसका मतलब हमारे एकेडमिकली भी हमें कोई फायदा होगा या इसका एडवांटेज क्या होगा एट द एंड अगर हम इसको अटेंड करें? और तरीका तो सबने बताया है कि कैसे हम जा सकते हैं, तो इसका फायदा क्या होगा ओवरऑल?
ठीक, ये मेरे ख्याल में अगर फारूक आजम साहब अगर आप बता सकें या हमें हमजा बता सकें इसका जी जी.
Sure. I can I think they can contribute if they... Go ahead.
और हमजा, जी जी, हमजा है हमारे साथ? जी बेटा.
Yes sir, I'm here. So the thing is, like SUSI or any other exchange program, it basically embellishes your CV. So yeah, it makes you stand out from the rest of the group. So yes, it definitely makes a difference.
Yeah, I also would like to contribute that I think apart from what Hamza mentioned, I think what the bigger thing is that we want you to experience how you can live with differences, how you can live with the people or work with people who have different orientation, different views, and basically diverse ideas, and how you can contribute while having differences of opinion and values. And I think that is the whole philosophy of the exchange program, is to come to experience कि आप अमेरिका आए और यहाँ पे आप एक्सपीरियंस करें कल्चर को, फिर उससे जो आपने सीखा आप वापस जाके पाकिस्तान में उसको अप्लाई करते हैं अपनी रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में, और इससे आपका जो लोकल, आपकी जो सोच है, आपकी जो डेली की कंट्रीब्यूशन है, वो कैसे चेंज होती है, और आप पॉलिसी मेकिंग प्रोसेस में या अपनी डेली वर्क फील्ड में इन चीज़ों को कैसे अप्लाई करते हैं. दिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट, बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट occupationally, I think it gives you a different it gives you an ability to view differences and at the same time contribute to whatever your aspirations are or whatever you want to achieve. Did I answer your question?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Ji, anyone else has a question? I can take last question now. Ji, if there is any question. एक क्वेश्चन आया था मुदस्सिर, someone was asking कि क्या सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स के साथ अटैच करने पड़ते हैं और it is only application which should be submitted?
Sir, it's only application. There is no need of documents attached. They will, when they interview you, they will ask you all of your extracurricular activities if they have any doubt upon you.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you. اچھا اس طرح سے ہے کہ اسکول آف لا جو ہے اس کا ایک ڈیڈیکیٹڈ ہمارا ایک سوسائٹی ہے جو کہ کیریئر کاؤنسلنگ کے بارے میں ہے. آپ کو اگر ابھی بھی آپ کے کوشچنس ہیں آپ اسکول آف لا میں میرے پاس آ سکتے ہیں ایز اے کوآرڈینیٹر. آئی کین ہیلپ یو آؤٹ. ہماری کوئی 70+ ہمارے ممبرس ہیں جو آپ کو ہیلپ آؤٹ کریں گے کسی بھی اپلیکیشن کے پروسیس میں. ہم جتنا بھی لنکس ہیں وہ ہم آپ کے ساتھ شیئر کر لیں گے. اور اس کے علاوہ جو سسٹر ٹو سسٹر پروگرام ہے اس کے بارے میں بھی ہم آگے آ کے کر رہے ہیں. اسکول آف لا کے دروازے قائد-اعظم یونیورسٹی کے اسٹوڈنٹس کے لیے باقی جہاں کے انسٹیٹیوٹ جہاں کہیں ہم ہیلپ آؤٹ کر سکتے ہیں ہم اس میں تیار ہیں آپ کو ہیلپ آؤٹ کرنے کے لیے. اگر میرے ساتھ اس وقت پروفیسر ڈاکٹر عزیز رحمان صاحب اگر موجود ہو تو سر اگر آپ ایک فائنل کلوزنگ ورڈ دے دیں سر اف یو آر دیئر.
جی تھینک یو ویری مچ ارشد صاحب. اینڈ جیسا میں نے پہلے کہا اینڈ کہ دس واز اے ویری یوزفل ایکٹیویٹی اور گو کہ میں نے دیر سے جوائن کیا بٹ last talk which I was there throughout the talk and it was very useful and it has provided a kind of realistic overview کہ ہمارے students جب apply کریں تو ان سے کیا چیز expect کی جا سکتی ہے اور they have to be very honest with themselves and with the system as well. And at the same time the talk also has highlighted the importance and why it is important that these kind of exchange programs should happen. So I think it was very useful session today and inshallah in future we'll be having more sessions like this, not only about this program, about other programs as well. So I'm once again thankful to all the participants and the resource persons and the organizers that they have done a wonderful job, especially on the weekend. They have spared their time and contributed in this wonderful webinar. Thank you very much.
تھینک یو سر. آخر میں نام لوں گا سر کچھ لوگ جنہوں نے ہمارے ساتھ بہت کنٹریبیوٹ کیا. احمد عثمان اور اسٹوڈنٹ, آمنہ ہماری اسٹوڈنٹ ہیں, عائشہ واز دیر ایز اے ٹیم ممبر, فاروق اعظم صاحب ہمارے اسپیکر تھے. اس کے علاوہ ہمارے باقی اسپیکر اس میں حمزہ, رفیق, حذیفہ, نواز از کنٹینٹ رائٹر جو کہ ہی ول بی اویلیبل. انعام ترین تھرو آؤٹ جو ہے اس نے ہیلپ کیا ہمیں آؤٹ. اور اس کے علاوہ جویریہ منظور, مانوس جاسیہ جو کہ کلچرل ایکسچینج پروگرام پہ بھی ہمیں سپورٹ کیا اور اس میں بھی ہمارے ساتھ ہیں. متیبہ ہماری اسٹوڈنٹ ہمارے ساتھ ہیں. سندیپ چاولہ ہمارے اسٹوڈنٹ جو کلچرل ایکسچینج میں بھی ہمارے ساتھ تھے وہ بھی ہمارے ساتھ ہیں. اور اس کے علاوہ ہمارے جو 2 اسپیکرز تھے مدثر اور سادات, آپ کا بہت شکریہ. اس کے علاوہ جو کلینکل لیگل ایجوکیشن کے ہمارے جو باقی ممبرس ہیں, ہمارے جو باقی جو تمام جو اسکول آف لا کے لوگ جو ہمیں سپورٹ کر رہے ہیں, جو کیریئر کاؤنسلنگ میں سپورٹ کر رہے ہیں, آپ کا بہت شکریہ. انشاءاللہ ہم اسی طرح کے ویبینارز رکھتے رہیں گے. آپ کی محبتوں کا بہت شکریہ. آپ اس میں شامل ہوں انشاءاللہ فیوچر میں بھی اور ہمارے ساتھ ان ٹچ رہیں. آپ کا بہت شکریہ اور سب کو میری طرف سے بہت بہت گڈ لک. اللہ تعالیٰ آپ سب کو کامیاب کرے اور اچھی جگہوں سے اچھی ڈگریز کریں اور اپنے کیریئر بنائیں, اپنی فیملیز کو, اپنے معاشرے کو, اپنے خاندان کو سپورٹ کریں. آپ کا بہت بہت شکریہ.